Certainly consider insulating your garage door. These insulation kits can be found at your local hardware store or on Amazon. And of course, they do come with some components to secure that insulation to the garage door. But just a pro tip, what I found over time is the insulation will expand and contract. And this bottom row will sometimes trip this sensor. And your garage door will start, going up and down, kind of crazy. So what I did is I took some melamine boards, which is basically what a dry erase board is made out of, and just screwed those into the garage door just to help reinforce the insulation and keep it down. I did it on the whole door just so it had kind of a uniform appearance. But if you don't have a lot of time, you could totally just do this bottom row because that's the culprit that usually trips that sensor. Sometime during daylight hours, take a minute, shut off the lights in your garage, and obviously if you have a window, you might have to cover that up or shut the blinds. See if there's any light coming in. And as you can see, we've got a big problem on the top of this door, just a huge gap, and it looks like on this bottom right corner, there's some light coming in. Again, another gap there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some tight foam by Loctite and close those gaps. So this is what the foam looks like once it dries. It can look a little wild. So just use either a box cutter or razor blade to shape it. And depending on the size of your gap, you could even use some silicone-based caulk instead of the foam. After the leaves fall, it's a great time to clean. You don't want this water freezing before the winter. Not to mention this is a great breeding ground for pests and mosquitoes. So we want to clean this up. Nice gutter soup for the holiday. Before the first frost hits, be sure to turn off your exterior water by turning the valve perpendicular to the water pipe. Now it's time to head outside and drain the spigots. When you close your valve, just be sure not to over tighten because you don't want to ruin that washer. Just gently. It's time to change those ceiling fan directions. During the winter, your fan should spin clockwise. So your fan will have a switch like this, and all you've got to do is switch it to the opposite direction. That'll get it running clockwise. If you run the fan on a low setting, it'll actually push the warm air back down toward the floor where you can feel the heat you're paying for. Speaking of heating, if your furnace is giving you trouble or you'd like to learn more about troubleshooting it when she bites the dust, check out that video in the description. With colder temperature also comes battery failure on critical units such as your carbon monoxide detectors and smoke detectors. So to change those batteries, a lot of them will have printed instructions on which way to twist. What might not be obvious is some of them have a safety pin, so don't forget to remove that first, and then simply follow those instructions, which way to twist. So this unit is hardwired into the home's electrical system, so it is best practice to either kill the circuit breaker, the whole house electricity, before tampering with that. You'll need to remove this just by simply pushing in those clips and gently pulling down, and that will expose this battery compartment, which is going to be a 9-volt battery. Here's another type of smoke detector you might see with batteries conveniently located on the outside. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more weekly tips and home maintenance reminders.